What a moment for Manchester United. What a moment for Harry Maguire. His 5th goal of this calendar year. There's been some very significant and late ones as well. None more so than today. Here is Manchester United's match-winning hero.
Well, Harry, last year at the same end, so nearly the hero. This year, you made it count. We saw the celebrations at the end. Does that just mean everything?
Yeah, it means everything. I mean, listen, they've had the better of us over the last few years. We know that, and it's not been good enough for our club, and we've not give our fans nowhere near enough days like today. So it's been a long time coming to this ground and picking up 3 points. But it means. I think it's the old cliche, it's only 3 points, but it's definitely not. It means a lot more than that to the boys, to the clubs, to the fans. I've been here 7 years now, and to come to this ground every time and not get 3 points has been tough. So yeah, it's for the fans, and I hope they have a great night tonight, because of course it is only 3 points on the table, but to come here and do it over Liverpool, and like I said, they have been a top team over the years, and they've been a lot better in recent years, so it's nice to get one over them.
Yeah, great moment for him. United's latest winner at Anfield since John O'Shea in 2007. Let's have a look at it then. What a moment for him. What a rush of adrenaline for Harry Maguire. As you said, Michael, he's scored a few really significant goals this year.
Yeah, he's got a knack of it in the box, Harry. You know, he finds that back post really well, and when he gets in there, he's calm with his finish. You know, and he's done it so often, and he pulls off the back. I think it's Konate. He's in that back slot, and there's almost 3 of them really there, ready to head it in. And he's had some massive moments. I've said it. I think that's probably the biggest one for me for what it means. The timing of it. It's a fantastic header, guided into the bottom corner. You can see by his reaction how much it means. You know, he cares an awful lot. I've known him. I've worked with him. He's so desperate to do well. That'll mean the world to him. That. I
was going to say, you've seen him day in, day out very closely. Does he deserve that in a way with the attitude he has around the place? I'm not making it personally, but I'm so pleased for him, because he's done some really good things for the football club, and he's been through the mill at times as well, and he's had some unfair times, but he's come back unbelievably well and turned into a leader and a real talisman in big moments last season as well, at times with big goals. And it takes a lot, you know. It takes a lot that when you're up against it, and show real character and mentality. There's no hiding place at a club like United, and I'm just so pleased for him personally for that, and for the club to see that go in and see what it means to him. It's fantastic. Yeah, to say it's been a roller coaster for Harry Maguire is probably something of an understatement.
Well, yeah, exactly that. I mean, any player at Manchester United for the last decade, it's been tough times, but anybody that's survived those 10 years or whatever, then full credit to him. And Harry Maguire is one of those. I mean, his career has been one of such a high, you know, to do so well, and then to get a move like he did to Manchester. But then since then, it's been mainly of pain, of not making excuses, but always having to come out and front it. I mean, he's the captain at the end of the day. He's always the face. He's always had a broad pair of shoulders. He's always scored important goals, actually. But in the main, it's been disappointment for him. And, he is one of the good guys. He is one of the nice guys. He leads by example, and you can't, take that away from him. So it's a nice moment for him. And obviously a nice moment for Manchester United. It was a good goal. I mean, it was a great ball in from Bruno Fernandes. It was a little bit loopy in terms of the cross. So from a defensive point of view, you're getting plenty of time to readjust and try to head that one out. But they were outnumbered 3-1 at the back, Liverpool. And when it drops to him, Manchester United wouldn't want it on anybody's head other than his, because I know he plays centre half, but he doesn't miss with his head much.
No. And the irony was, when we heard from Ruben Amorim before the game, and he was asked why he'd picked Harry Maguire and not Yoro today, he gave us 2 or 3 reasons, and the last one was his heading ability.
Absolutely spot on. We talked about both boxers, as much, and he defended particularly well, Harry, today, as United did in general, really, and limited sort of Liverpool to many chances in and around the box, few shots from outside. But that's what he is. That's what he's a threat, and it's not a one-off. And the manager was right in the end and kept him on this time. He's changed the back line at times. He kept him on is another point. Brought Luke off and brought Yoro on and left Harry on and got the benefit.
The other thing is, I think games like this suit him more than any other types of games, because when you're almost defending a little bit deeper, he's not having to worry about people running in behind him, a bit of pace in behind. He can defend the edge of his box. There's not many players that are better than Harry Maguire at doing that, heading anything that comes into your box with aggression. He's decent on the ball, so the ball does end up at his feet. He's more than capable. And then, of course, set pieces at the other end or attempts like that. So I think today, when the chips are down, it's the type of game that he probably revels in more so than playing a lesser team, playing a high line, and the team that are going to counter-attack that could really expose him. I think that's a tailor-made game for Harry Maguire.
Let's speak to one of the other Manchester United heroes alongside Harry Maguire. Matthijs de Ligt is waiting to talk to us at Anfield. Matthijs, well done. To be a Manchester United player, to win at Anfield against Liverpool, it hasn't happened since 2016. How good does that feel today?
Yeah, obviously amazing feeling. I think it's been a long time, so to win it in this phase of the season, such an important game, is obviously a really nice feeling.
And to win it in the way you did, through Harry Maguire having conceded the equaliser, must have been some adrenaline rush.
Yeah, obviously the fact that we could still score the winner 2-1 says enough about our mental strength today. I think we were all really hyped and really. The focus was really high today, and this is something that's amazing. And I think the most important thing is that we keep continuing that, even in other games, because that's something that we lack sometimes. So with today, I'm really happy. And
you're happy for Harry Maguire? He's the scorer of big goals in the last 12 months or so, isn't he?
No, I'm really happy for H. I'm really happy for H. He played a really good game today. It's not easy to come in after not have played the last game, so it's a big compliment to him. But not only to him, I think also today the subs made a really big difference. If you see how, for example, Lenny Yoro comes in last 50 minutes. As a defender, to come in last minutes is the most difficult thing to do, but how he did it is amazing. So not only H, but the whole squad today was amazing. And
to keep Liverpool at bay the way you did when they're attacking the Kop, it must have been a real test of concentration there at the end.
Yeah, today was a game that you really have to be concentrated, especially with the crosses they put in. If you lose your concentration for 1 second, it's a goal. And this is something that we did really well today. Unfortunately, the goal we conceded was maybe just a little moment that was the lack of concentration. But for the rest, I think we did it really well.
And could this finally be the trigger? I mean, it's the first time under your manager you've won back-to-back Premier League games. A fantastic place to do it. Can this kick you on now to some consistency?
Let's hope so. Obviously, it's the first time since a long time that we win 2 games in a row. So this is obviously, for the confidence, really, really good. Winning at Anfield against the champions of last year is obviously also for the confidence amazing. So, yeah, let's continue on this road. Keep working hard, and hopefully the next game against Brighton I think we put in the same performance.
And just to put it into context, you're only the third team to win at Anfield in the last 3 years in the Premier League. You've been at United long enough now to know what this fixture means to your supporters.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
You know what this win means to Manchester United supporters now. You've been at the club long enough.
Yeah, of course I know. Less week in the street sometimes. Some people are saying, hey, Sunday is Liverpool, you have to be ready. So you know what it means to the people and to the fans. We had a lot of difficult moments last season. This season also some difficult moments, but to give them also some joy in this phase of the season is something that, as a player, gives also a lot of joy to give them a nice evening. I think every United fan today can enjoy this win and have a good dinner tonight.
Absolutely. You too. Well played. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
That is one Dutch defender. Here is another, the Liverpool captain, Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil, obviously you wanted desperately to end the losing run today. It hasn't quite happened. Why do you think not?
I think because obviously we conceded a very sloppy second goal. We worked so hard to get back into the game. We created opportunities to score the winner. But if you concede the second goal like that, obviously that's a disappointing part. And I think overall, if you look at the game, we were far too rushed. I think we were making wrong decisions at time, and that was also the moments where we were open if we lost the ball. And disappointed day.
Far too rushed because of the games you've lost, and almost trying too hard. Maybe, do you think?
No, I think United was obviously very patient. They didn't press us that high. They didn't, they let us on the ball, and I think we made rash decisions at time where obviously we had to stay maybe a little bit calm, but we still obviously created many opportunities to score and win the game. But the reality is that we lost, and it's an interesting time now that we have to stick together, and not only us as players, but together with our fans and everyone that wants us to win.
Yeah, interesting time. Virgil van Dijk says they have to stick together. They've got the character and the belief. He was saying that to me this week when I went to the training ground to talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen teams losing 4 games before on the row, and you think, wow, where is the next win going to come from? The confidence looks gone. They're playing awful. They can't score. I don't see that with Liverpool at the moment. You know, going away to Chelsea in the last game, lots of teams lose at Stamford Bridge, and they lost them with the last kick of the game. It was a 50-50 game. Today again, they played pretty well. I mean, they do look a little bit ragged at the back. Certainly in the first half, I thought they looked a bit stronger in the second half. The first half, they looked a little bit ragged at the back, but they're going forward and they're creating chances. As I mentioned earlier, they hit the post 2 or 3 times.
What about the chance at 2-1 for Cody Gakpo? I mean, most other days this goes in and we're having a different conversation, aren't we?
And that is football. That's okay. Creating chances, missing chances, that will always happen. The more chances you create, the more you're going to miss. So this is always going to happen. Yeah, it's a big miss. Yes, obviously, it might have been a game changer. Of course it would have. But as long as you're creating the chances, then Liverpool will be okay. And as I say, I don't look at Liverpool thinking, wow, this is a team that are really lacking in all kinds. I actually think quite the opposite. I actually think they played quite well today. And Manchester United, you know, did really well themselves. Full credit to Manchester United. So everybody will be hurt in the Liverpool dressing room. The fans will go home a little bit unhappy, let's say. But I still think they've got a lot to look forward to. And, you know, put it this way, when Arsenal are watching the Premier League results next week, again, they'll be thinking, hope Liverpool lose. They're still our big challengers. And that's the case. Yeah,
for me, I think with the Liverpool one, I think it's all good teams go into great teams. You're going to suffer at certain points. And it's how you get through that period and to turn into a really great team, to go back-to-back or back-to-back-to-back in terms of leagues. It's never smooth. You don't win every game. You go through patches and like Michael said, I think they're playing well enough to... We spoke about before the game, actually, about Virgil van Dijk seemed to be like, we'll be all right, we'll get through it. And he had that element of confidence. He obviously very disappointed speaking in the interview. We just finished the game, but I think when the dust settles, I think they'll still take that, bit of belief and confidence. But that's the challenge, to turn to be good to very good to great, to keep that. And it's a bit of a slightly new team, and to evolve, I think you've got to have that riding out the tougher times. And I think they will. I think they're doing enough to get, but it is a test for them. It is a challenge for them.
Michael made a really good point, I thought, before the game, when he was talking about, as players, you lose 2 or 3 games, and when you've got that elite mindset, when you are the champions, when you are winners, it's easy for you to shrug it off and just think, we'll bounce back, we're too good to. And that's fine, that's all right. Other people from outside can think, oh, what's going wrong at Liverpool, what's going wrong? But inside, as long as you're still thinking, yeah, we're still playing well, it's just a little blip. Now, obviously, the longer it goes on, the more you could start doubting it, and your confidence can start going, maybe. At the moment, I still think they're playing well enough and feeling well enough about themselves. Lots of fit players, lots of chances being created.
Lots of chances.
Exactly. I still think they'll come off the pitch today not having their confidence battered at all. I think they'll still be thinking, do you know what? We're playing well enough to win games. It's just not going our way at the moment. And that's really important, because once your confidence, once your self-belief starts going, then you can slide away. But I do think it's just a blip in their season. I think they're playing well enough for us not to think it's a crisis. And I think the stats today will show that.
And I also think the timing of the season, when you have that run or you have that blip, is massive. The finishing line's a long, long way away yet. So actually to have this blip, and I know, you know, to win the league now, you've got to win more games than probably I was fortunate enough to do back in the day. But I think as momentum goes, if this was February, March, and coming towards the end, you'd be like, there's a fragility there. I think there's more than enough time to put a run together before the end of the season. It just feels at the moment it's a bit bit of a run. But I think they'll get through it. I think there's plenty of time and there's plenty of football to go and there's enough good signs for Liverpool to march on.
And talking of belief, what does it do to a United player to win at Anfield? As I mentioned to Matthias de Ligt, only 3 teams have done that, in a long time in the Premier League at Anfield.
I think it's probably bigger than we can all appreciate from an individual point of view as well, of each player going through it and feeling it. Experiences kind of set you up, positive and negative, but to actually feel a big win like that at a time when they really needed it, to pull them together, to give them that confidence to think, actually, we can do this. It's hard to put kind of a gauge on how much that is, but individually and as a person and as a character, I think it gives you so much. It's what's happened next. It always is win, lose or draw, but I think that's a really, really big one today for them.
And especially when none of them really have done it before. I mean, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 players.
You could hear Harry Maguire, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. This is a new experience for them and they've not had much success as a team. I mean, talk about past teams winning titles and winning things like this. This could be as big a win as they've had as that squad, so it'll do wonders for their confidence.